What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Mile High Hockey. He's Mike Evans. I'm Will Petersen. And here we are, the day after the Avs lay an egg in the season opener, Mike. An 8-4 loss to the Vegas Golden Knights. A frustrating game to watch last night, my friend. Every time the Avs got back in it, 3-2, 4-3, 5-4, Vegas not only scored, they scored really quickly. And it just felt like the Avalanche were going to get that thing tied up. Never could. So much to unpack. What was your biggest takeaway from night one?
Biggest takeaway was we've got an Alexandar Georgiev issue again. And I'm not putting this loss entirely on him. The Avalanche were terrible on defense. That 2-goal, 28 seconds apart in the first period, where you had Makar, Taves, MacKinnon. You had your best guys out on the ice, and you had breakdowns all over the place. And that's so unusual. So unusual that you feel good about the idea that they'll fix that, right? So it's not something that's going to linger. But the problem is that on a night in which you were definitely sloppy defensively, you need your goaltender to just step up and rescue you, to step up and make those big saves, and Georgiev did not do that. So it's something we've seen before, and therefore it's something we can't blow off. And I will give Georgiev the benefit of the doubt here. We've been quick to want to write him off in the past. We certainly were ready to do it early on in the Winnipeg series.
After game one against the Jets.
After game one. And you had plenty of people, I think you were one of them, who said he should never play another game in an Avalanche uniform again. Am I got it right?
Those were my words.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
And I did eat some crow after what he did the rest of that series and the Stars series.
I keep receipts. But but he did. He did bounce back. And by the time the playoffs were over and the Avalanche were eliminated, I did not feel that Georgiev was the reason why they got beat. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt that he can rebound from this. But it's only one game in, and he's already on notice.
I think on notice is a good way to put it. I mean, he gives up 5 goals on 16 shots in 2 periods. And then we get to the third period, and all of a sudden it's Justus Annunen leading the Avalanche onto the ice. And that sort of sent shockwaves through social media and Avs fans of, hey, Jared Bednar's not messing around. Right. So I think when you say on notice, that makes sense because you didn't pull him after the 5th goal and make him do the walk of shame back to the bench. You went into the room, and the guys are saying, hey, it's 5-3. We've still got a shot here. And I think Bedsy probably looked around and goes, yeah, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it now. Mikko Rantanen makes it 5-4, which ironically enough is for a hat trick, Mike. Biggest story of the night was Georgiev. That was your biggest takeaway. I agree with you 100%, but lost in the shuffles a Mikko Rantanen hat trick. How frustrating was it to waste a hat trick from the Moose, who looks like he may put up another 100-point season this year?
It seemed like after every one of those goals, I don't know, did I hear ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching 3 different times? Because for a guy who is going into the final year of his contract, what a way to start and what a way to make a statement, especially with the report coming from Adrian Dater, who has been covering the Avalanche as long as the Avalanche have been here. And you know he still has some of his sources. He put out a report last night, and we'll see where it goes from here. But he put out a report last night saying that according to his sources, Mikko's side of things, Mikko's agent, Mikko's people have told the Avalanche, we're not negotiating now. The season has started. That's a distraction we don't want our guy to have.
Pulling a Jamar Chase, almost.
We're not going to do it. Yeah. We're not going to negotiate during the season, which leads to the idea that, well, the Avs have missed their window to negotiate a new deal with Mikko, which means now you have to face the prospect of either trading Mikko Rantanen or just preparing for the idea he's got to enter unrestricted free agency, and now you're negotiating with everybody else.
Right. And like you said, the price tag's only going to go up if this guy turns in another 100-point season. 3 goals last night for him. How disappointed do you think the room is that they waste an effort like that, a hat trick like that, on a night that should be about celebrating? Come on, it's a hat trick. It's the season opener, and it's such a lost in the shuffle afterthought because Vegas doubled you up 8-4.
Yeah, it is a disappointing way to start, especially it's Vegas. There's a rivalry there. Vegas sent yet another reminder that just when you might think that they've kind of lost that Vegas feel,
the swagger.
Boy, they showed it again last night, didn't they? And I thought Jared Bednar was very succinct in saying, hey, we saw again, this is not a Vegas team that looks to necessarily take the play to you for 60 minutes. They'll kind of like sit back, wait for you to make a mistake. And then their transition game, capitalizing on those mistakes, is really good. And they showed 8 goals on 25 shots or so, that this is still a quick strike team. So they definitely sent a notice to the rest of the NHL.
All right, real quick on Mikko. Final thought on that from me. I think the whole, hey, we're not negotiating in the season thing, is that playing a little bit of hardball with their client, and maybe cooler heads can prevail in November, December, January? Are they just frustrated that it's October 10th? They didn't get a deal done before the season. They didn't get one done in July, like we heard was close. And now they're just ticked off. And maybe as this thing goes on, he'll have some second thoughts about, hey, I've played my whole career here. Why not just get this done and make sure I'm finishing my career in Colorado with a massive extension?
Here's my view of it, and I could be completely wrong, but I think I'm right about this. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I think he desperately wants to stay here. I think this is the place he is comfortable. He loves playing with guys like Nate McKinnon. I don't think he wants to go anywhere, but he is frustrated that a deal hasn't been done, and this is his way of kind of shooting a shot across the bow at Avalanche management. Now, conversely, where's the Avs on this? Now, through my eyes, I look at the Avs situation and say, okay, they don't know the real long-term future of Gabe Landeskog. They don't really know the long-term future of Val Nichushkin. You're talking about 2 guys who carry about a $13 million combined cap hit in a hard salary cap sport. To just be able to say, all right, let's go sign Mikko to a 8-year, $12 million a year deal.
Right.
It's tough to do when you talk about all the salary cap gymnastics. I am going to raise something here that I think Avalanche fans need to start thinking about, and it's going to be very painful, but think about it. In order to keep Mikko Rantanen, you're going to have to start thinking about the idea that if Gabe Landeskog can't come back this year, you got to buy him out. You got to just say, Gabe, we love you. We appreciate everything you've done. I mean, the effort that you made to come back, but it's been 3 years.
Yep.
We still got several years left on your deal. It is hamstringing us. We cannot allow it to get to the point where it forces us to lose a guy like Mikko Rantanen. We're going to have to part ways.
Some uncomfortable conversations could be coming with Gabriel Landeskog. That is certainly a fact. The Avalanche lose 8-4 last night, Mike. Any positives besides the Mikko hat trick?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. No.
You like Richie, you like Kovalenko?
I wanted to bring those 3 up. I looked at Kovalenko, Richie, Ivan becoming the first player in NHL history, by the way, with the first and last name the same, Ivan. I watching them, at no point did I see 3 guys who seemed overwhelmed. They each had some moments where they flashed to me. So from that standpoint, and knowing how important incorporating these 3 guys into the mix early on is going to be, I thought they showed pretty well.
All right, let's flip it ahead to Columbus on Saturday night. I think you got to start Georgiev. You have to have that confidence in your number one. You certainly didn't bring in anyone to compete with him as a number one. Home opener. Obviously, it's the Blue Jackets. I assume there will be some sort of tribute to Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew, the saddest story of the offseason, no doubt about it. Ball Arena will be fired up. That'll be a moment before the game to watch for sure. And then when we get to the game, I think, come on, let's get like a 4-2, 5-2 win. Let's have Georgiev have a bounce-back night. I think that's going to be storyline number one.
Yeah, I think you'll see an Avalanche team that'll come out pretty angry, honestly, in their home opener. And to have an Avalanche team that second game is already kind of ticked off, not the worst thing.
Yeah, you're right. There's worse things than maybe a butt kicking to wake the boys up. But what did we say on Tuesday? It's game 1, so everyone's going to overreact.
Yep.
And there was a lot of overreaction last night. I can't believe Joe Sakic and Chris McFarland didn't go get another goaltender this offseason. Guys, with what money? They don't have money to go pay Shesterkin or Swayman or. They can't. They can't do it. They can't do it. So we'll see. Hopefully we're talking about a 1-1 hockey team come next Tuesday. He's Mike. I'm Will. Thanks for tuning in to Mile High Hockey. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you next week.